Do you have limiting beliefs that are hindering your progress? Are you connecting with your creative energy and walking in your divine purpose? Today, my guest, Mollie Sommer, and I tackle these topics and more. Mollie Sommer is a registered core energy coach. She is the founder of the Higher Calling Millionaire, where she teaches manifestation, money mindset, and business mastery. Mollie has been coaching for almost 10 years and has taught self-love, relationships, empowerment, and manifestation. Today, she focuses her energy on partnering with soulful entrepreneurs and creatives who want to create financial freedom and a positive impact in the world. Are you in a new season of your life? Are you stuck and searching for clarity so you can make a career change? Do you just need the courage to switch careers? Are you ready to follow God's plan for your career? Welcome to Choose Your Next Yes. Hi, Kindred. I'm Mel, a career transition coach, mom of grown-ups, coffee lover, and God girl. I've had a lot of big life changes, and I haven't always been clear about God's plan for me. This led to stress and anxiety and a lack of clarity and courage to make a career move. I finally started listening to God's voice to find clarity and peace and stopped being scared to make a move and achieve my career transition goals. Now, my mission is to help you learn to listen to God's voice and know when to say yes to the career you've always wanted and no to everything else. Let me show you how to clarify your purpose and find courage to pursue your personal and professional goals in your midlife and beyond. Throw down your self-doubt, dust off your dreams, Kindred. It's time to reset and refine and reclaim the woman you once aspired to be. Welcome back to the show, everyone. I'm excited to have another guest host with me today. Today, I have Mollie Sommer. She is from British Columbia. And Mollie, we are so excited to have you with us today. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we are super excited to hear what you have to bring to us today. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? I think it's always better coming from the person instead of me. You can introduce yourself and talk about yourself much better than I can. So
no problem. So I am a energy coach. I help my clients manifest and create lives of abundance and joy and prosperity through understanding the laws of the universe and energy.
So that's a little different spin on some of the topics and content that I've had before. So we'll see where it goes. All right. So I like to start with something a little bit fun and get to know you. So where is a bucket list place that you would like to visit?
Okay. So I love this question. So I'm going to say Africa.
Wow.
Africa. Yeah. I think it really has a soft spot in my heart. I remember being a kid and watching all the National Geographic shows about elephants and tigers and lions and all of those things. And I've been actually building some friendships with people that live there recently. And so it's very much top of mind. And it would be so wonderful to go and experience the wilderness there.
I agree. And I still watch those shows. I watch Discovery and I've been watching one about elephants and it's pretty interesting. I love animals. Our church, we take mission trips down there. I've never been. I would love to go. They help get churches started and they build like the actual buildings. And some of the people down there, they chose to name their new church after our church. They will Facebook friend you and that kind of stuff. So you get to kind of know the people in Africa, even though you've never met them. And I'm likely never will, but still you kind of feel like they're family because they kind of are in a way. So.
Oh, absolutely. And isn't that such a blessing to be able to connect with people who are literally on the other side of the world?
Oh, I know. Absolutely.
And to build relationships with them and to learn about their lives. And, you know, their lives are so different from ours. And yet we still have so many things in common. And I absolutely love that. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'm the same way. And several of my guests that I've had recently are from different places. So it's always nice to build those connections, like you said, and just learn about the way they say things and their thought processes. And so it's exciting, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a network person. I definitely like to get out there and grow my network and build those relationships. So
absolutely. And everything is relationships, whether it's our relationship with ourselves or relationship with our partner or building a business. Everything is building relationships and making connections.
Absolutely. And me being an educator, building the relationships with our kids, it's such, it's so important. All right. So Molly, tell us about yourself. What do you do and what can you bring to my ladies that will help them grow and get where they need to be?
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm an energy expert. I help people understand that their energy is what influences their lives. And whether you are living your life from a place of expansion, meaning you are getting outside of your comfort zone and you are taking action and you're moving towards your dreams, or perhaps you know what you want in your life, but there's just something getting in the way. And we all have those limiting beliefs. We all have those internal blocks. And I help my clients move through those in a number of different modalities so that they can consistently take inspired action towards creating the life of their dreams, whether it's creating a relationship that they want or moving towards living a life of purpose or building a business. That's what my clients do. And I absolutely love being that container for them to do that work so that they can show up in their purpose and in a way that impacts the people and the world around them.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to someone earlier on a discovery call, and we were talking about those limiting beliefs and you feeling like you can't move forward because of your past and the enemy always being in your head. And not only is the enemy in your way, but you get in your own way because of that. And it's hard to change that mindset and move forward sometimes, even if you've talked to God and you've asked for forgiveness and you know that he's forgiven you and you know he has a purpose for you. Sometimes you yourself don't feel worthy of walking in that purpose.
Oh, absolutely. Our divine purpose is so much bigger than what our ego can imagine.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes it can be really scary because it is so big and it is so out of our quote unquote normal life or what we think we can do. And so we really do have to move through this process and kind of unlearning that, we're all worthy of greatness. We are all worthy of abundance. We are all worthy of our dreams. And we are all capable of creating that. It's a matter of releasing those judgments of self and understanding that our true self is pure love and pure connection. And when we can move into that higher vibrational energy and consciousness, we become connected and synergistic to everyone and everything around us. And that's when the magic starts to happen.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Finding yourself. And that's where we're at in midlife. We're trying to rediscover that person. And, we have to get rid of those limiting beliefs that we've always had, or for whatever reason, because now is the time for us to blossom and really walk in that purpose in a depth like we've never been able to do before, because we've either had kids or, most of my ladies right now, they are empty nesters or they're going to be empty nesters soon. And so now is the time for you to really dig deep into that self-discovery and get rid of those limiting beliefs that you talked about and move forward.
Oh, absolutely. And I think as women, I think we all have more than one purpose.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
you talk about being a mom. I fully believe that part of me being here is to be that safe haven for my children. Mm-hmm. And yet that's not only who I am. There's so much more to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I think, that's what makes women so incredibly powerful, is the fact that we can be both that goddess and like that powerful woman, and that soft, nurturing, unconditional loving woman. And they're both part of who we are and how we express ourselves. And so I love that you help your women connect to that part of themselves post children.
Absolutely. So when we had talked earlier or before, when we had our discovery call, you had talked about building confidence through small steps. Can you explain a little bit more about that and like give us some tactical ways to do that?
Yeah, well, confidence really is the product of courage. Mm-hmm. And it's not inherently in all of us. We have to learn how to be confident. One of the sayings that I disagree with in my bones is fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
That saying just drives me absolutely crazy. And I can remember when I started my business, I had a mentor that was just like, fake it till you make it. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Right? Like, just go out there and fake it. Like, I don't want to fake it. I want to be authentic. I want to be truthful. I want to be vulnerable. So confidence is when we're out there and owning that maybe we don't know everything, but doing it anyways.
Yes.
Doing it scared. Doing it without being perfect.
And that is so funny. And I laugh every single time I have someone on my show, because my episode that I just released was called something about faking it till you make it. I can't even remember the exact title, but it was that same thing, faking things and not being your real true self, or trying to be somebody else instead of walking in your own purpose.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And people don't realize that when we share our vulnerability, we actually create connection, because in our society, in our world, you see the quote unquote perfect all the time. It's on social media. People are like, oh, here's my perfect relationship. Here's my perfect family. Here's my perfect traveling life.
Yes.
All of those things. But it's just a facade. Underneath it all, we're all human beings. And we're perfectly imperfect. Right?
Exactly. And we live in those, the Snapchat filters is what I like to call it.
Exactly.
Because, I have the wrinkles now. And when I want a picture that looks really, really good and I don't have the wrinkles, I use a Snapchat filter. And we have created this culture of, like you said, that fake culture, and it's perfect, and everything we see on social media makes us feel like we are not worthy of who we are because of that reason. So
absolutely
we're not faking it till we make it. We're just faking it just to get by.
Exactly.
Like it's not even till you make it, because sometimes you don't even make it because you're so fake about things.
Exactly. And so real fulfillment, real joy comes from expressing who you are truthfully. And confidence comes from doing that consistently over time. Showing up for yourself every single day and consistently taking steps is how you build self-worth. Self-worth turns into self-confidence because from that track record of showing up that you can do things, that you are capable. I can honestly tell you, I don't believe in failure anymore. I fail forward because I try something, and if it doesn't work, so what? I've tried it and I move on. I get back up, I dust myself off, and I take the next step.
And in my mind, failure is just us learning what not to do. So it's not really failure. It's just you learning, hey, don't do that next time.
Exactly. I even tell my kids, I'm so proud of my children. They're going into the 9th grade, but they had their first year of high school this year. And they were so worried about it because of all the stories that their family members and their friends had told them about how hard it was. But they got there. And I said to them, I said, all you have to do is try your hardest. Even if your best is only a C, as long as you're giving your best, that's all you have to do.
Yes.
And I took all of that pressure off of them. And those kids, they got A's and B's in every single class.
Of course.
And they enjoyed themselves. It wasn't hard for them. It was effortless. And that's what it's all about. I believe we are all geniuses.
Yes.
When we connect into that higher creative energy and remove those beliefs that we were talking about earlier, and just allow our innate intelligence to flow.
Yes. And have a genius zone. And we have this zone of proximal development, and it's where you learn your best. But we have to stretch ourselves and really push ourselves to get past just that good enough stage and really find that genius in us, and whatever your gifts and talents are that you can soar with. Yeah. And so I love it that your kids were able to get past those limiting beliefs and really just be who they were meant to be and
absolutely
and succeed.
Absolutely. And that's what all we can ask of anyone is to be the best they can be. And mastery comes from repetition. So, you talk about that zone of genius. If you truly are passionate about that thing and you believe that that is your purpose, all you have to do is repeat it and you will become an expert at it. And then you will become a master at it. And, then you can do whatever you want. There is no limit, right?
Right. I like to tell my kids at school, and even my own kids, we talk about practice makes perfect, but that is an incorrect statement, because if you practice incorrectly, it's not going to ever get better. Exactly. So you have to practice perfect to be perfect at it. So we have to really make sure that we are walking exactly where we're supposed to walk, because where we end up, it may not be where we're supposed to be if we're not really in tune with God and we're not really aligned with Him. Yes. So we have to practice life perfectly. And nobody's perfect, of course, and we all make mistakes, but we have to continue to practice to be where He wants us to be. So yes, we make those mistakes. And then, like you said, we get up, we dust ourselves off, we do it again, but we do it corrected, and we are able to move forward and really succeed in that purpose in which we were designed.
Absolutely.
For this earth. Yeah,
absolutely. And I mean, the wonderful thing about being human is that we have been created in a way where we have everything we need inside of us already. And our body, our emotions, are the flags, the emotional guidance center to let you know if you are on your soul's path, your journey, or if you are deviating from your path. If you are not feeling lit up and excited and happy and connected, then you are not on your soul's path.
Right. Exactly.
Your body is telling you something.
Exactly.
Right. And if you are in that flow and if you're feeling easy, and if you wake up every single day feeling excited and grateful and just can't wait to see what the day unfolds.
Yes.
You will feel the difference, and you will know that you are on your soul's path and your higher purpose path and doing the work that you are meant to be doing here.
Yes. And that was another conversation I've had this week. This is a time in my life specifically where I don't feel peace right now, because there's just so many moving parts, and maybe I'm not listening exactly to what God's telling me, and I've got too much on my plate. And so that's creating stress and anxiety and taking me out of a place of being fulfilled and peaceful in where He's wanting me to be. So I'm like really working through, okay, I'm going to have to remove this, and I'm going to have to remove this. And sometimes those things, we feel bad about removing things or not doing certain things. And it's okay to take things out and get rid of things to make yourself be in that place where you're in alignment with God, where you have that fulfillment and that peace with him.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, a lot of women can relate to that, because we're very much taught from a young age that we have to be doing a lot.
Yes.
And then we become mothers and we have to be doing for everybody else. And we become wives and we have to do for our husbands. And
yes.
And we end up putting ourselves at the bottom of the totem pole, and we forget to have all that self-care. And so I definitely went through this, putting myself first I felt selfish in doing that for a really long time. And I had to reprogram and shift how I looked at it and say, when we put ourselves first, we give from a full cup. And when we give from a full cup, we give unconditionally, and it just continues to flow and it multiplies.
Yes.
And so when you're out of that alignment, when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling stressed, it's a call and a reminder to come back into your center, into what fills you up, and then give out from there. So many women I work with, we do things from a place of should. And we really need to come from a place of wanting and desiring to do. If you take off everything that you feel you should be doing or need to be doing and just leave the things that you desire to be doing because it feels good, that simple thing alone will bring you back into alignment like that.
Exactly. And that's where I think a lot of my not being at a peaceful place right now is I feel guilty to even lay down and rest in the afternoon if I'm exhausted. Even if I didn't sleep well the night before, I feel guilty about laying down and resting, even though my body's screaming, you can't be effective where you're at this moment. You've got to have some sleep so you can actually do what you're wanting to do right now. And I think we have just, as moms, we're not designed that way, but we've almost made ourselves be that way because, and I don't even know why, because I don't even know what to follow that up with. Why ourselves? I don't understand.
Well, it's actually part of the imposter syndrome, right? The super mom is a archetype of the imposter syndrome, thinking that we have to do it all, and we don't. Right. We can either get help or we can rest, or, we can put things on pause until the following day. We do not have to take action from a place of feeling out of alignment or feeling of lack or feeling of unhealthiness.
That's it for today, everyone. Join us back here Friday for part 2 of my conversation with Mollie Sommer. Bye-bye.